Start again. Norfolk Police, 13th of February.
Number you wish to transfer to. Hello, investigator Moden speaking.
Oh, hi. I wonder is it possible to speak to Inspector Harrowin? Sorry, DS Harrowin, please.
He no longer works in this office.
Ah, okay. What's your name, please?
Where are you calling from?
It doesn't matter where I'm calling from. I'm asking your name, please.
My name, DS Becky Moden.
DS what, sorry?
Becky Moden.
Okay, to let you know, I am recording this call, okay?
Okay.
Basically, the reason why I'm calling is because, to speak to DS Harrowin is because he was very helpful previously. I've also spoken to, Inspector Lacey, who's been quite helpful. So which department are you in? Can I just confirm that, please?
I'm off to investigate.
Okay, great. That's the perfect team. Okay, fine. The reason for my call is because, as Norfolk Police are well aware of at the moment, there is a relentless, persistent, obsessive stalker continually and relentlessly stalking me. I have made you aware of very, very credible information that's come from a local source in Norfolk that states that the offender has weapons. I want to know why you're not doing anything about that.
Okay, I don't know anything about either yourself or the investigation which you're referring to.
Okay, well, you can find out now.
Yeah, if you just bear with me for a second, let me log into the system and I'll take the details from you.
Thank you. The VRR on it is also overdue and I want an answer, please, with regards to what's happening. I have asked you for updates, but as usual, you ignore me.
Okay, what is your name, please?
My name is Louise Badman.
Bagman, B-A-G-M-A-N.
That's correct.
And what's your date of birth, Louise, please?
Shouldn't you be concentrating on the offender, not on me?
Well, if I can search you, then I'll be
Well, I've got a crime number here for you that you can search on.
You've got a crime number here, go ahead.
There's two. The latest is 36-40581-24. That's the one that the VRR is now outstanding on, and I'd like an answer as to what is happening with that, please.
Bear with me whilst this
Thank you. Thank you.
Do you know who the officer in charge of the case is?
I don't know. I do know that I've spoken to Inspector Lacey recently, but he's apparently on night shift this week. But so no, I don't know. I think it was assigned to maybe PC Campbell, but I'm not sure.
The investigation number that you give me is shown as being filed.
What does that mean? I was told that the VRR had been reopened by Inspector Lacey about 2 weeks ago. Seems like nobody actually knows what they're actually doing down in Norfolk, with all due respect.
I think it has a disposal date on it, but that doesn't mean that it's not been reopened. Let me just go into it and see what the updates are.
It was due, I think, it passed the 28-day mark on the 7th of February, I believe.
So I think you spoke to somebody on the 6th of December or thereabouts.
I spoke to PCA and Rush wrongly and lawfully and incorrectly NFA'd it on the 6th of December. He phoned me at 2 a.m. in the morning to tell me that.
Okay.
Thereafter, I asked for a VRR and I've submitted numerous reports, literally on a daily basis, of the continued and ongoing persistent harassment and stalking that I'm being subjected to, and also my child is being subjected to on the X platform.
And the suspect is Reuben Cherry, is that
the
right?
suspect is Reuben Cherry, but he also goes by multiple aliases such as Michael Davis, Michael Downs, Damon Rose, and numerous others. So therefore I have been in communication with Inspector Lacey, who advised me that the VRR had been, the case had been reopened and I would get a decision soon. I'm still waiting for that decision. But also that doesn't negate the fact that I got very, very credible information. I sent you a recording of that conversation with someone in your area who states that the offender has weapons and you still have done nothing.
There's quite a lot of updates on this. You're just going to have to just...
Yeah, I'm asking you why you were doing nothing about a credible intelligence that an offender has 2 crossbows and a rifle. So you were talking about a persistent stalker who is psychotic, deranged and unstable, and you were allowing him to have weapons. Could you explain why that is?
Is he in Norfolk? Does he live in Norfolk?
Yeah, absolutely. He lives at 10 Vicarage Road in, is it Dauphinham, I think? That's how you say it. Norfolk. But you were protecting him every which way because apparently, we told from another credible source that he's on some kind of witness protection order. Well, I ask you, Norfolk Police, a witness is allowed to absolutely annihilate other vulnerable individuals. Is that acceptable in witness protection, is it?
Are you a witness protection? I'm sorry.
No, but that makes no difference. I am vulnerable, I'm a victim, and I am being annihilated by this scumbag.
I appreciate that you're very upset.
No, I'm not very upset. I have horrendous CPTSD through childhood abuse, and this scumbag is mocking me continually as a victim of abuse, and he's suggesting that I'm a child abuser. I've sexually abused him, never actually met him, but apparently I've sexually abused him, and I'm also abusing my child as well. He's got photographs of my child from somewhere, and he's plastered them all over X, accusing me of being an abuser, and he's put my full address out. Now you tell me what you're going to do about that. Is it Moden?
Moden, yeah, I'm just looking through the investigation.
I have been absolutely destroyed by this absolute scumbag. I never even met him. Doesn't know anything about me, but personal information about me online. He's attacking me day in, day out with false allegation after false allegation. And my mental health is on a precipice.
I can assure you, there is evidence to look at. The officers
I have sent tons of evidence to you in the form of screenshot after screenshot after screenshot. I can't send any more evidence to you. This meets the criteria under the full court test. It meets the criteria under the public interest test, and it meets the criteria under the evidential test. So why aren't you doing anything? You know, the NFA was totally illogical, totally perverse. It was just bonkers. He admitted the offence at interview, first of all, which means that immediately passes the threshold for prosecution, and then it was in the public interest test because he's a nutcase. I just don't understand why you didn't take action then. But you Norfolk Police have essentially put me in danger by NFA in it because he's come back at me tenfold. You know,
I'm afraid I'm not going to make any comment.
Can you imagine what it's like for a victim of sexual abuse to be called a sex abuser day in, day out, about 4 times a day? That is an indictable offence, officer. To call someone a sex offender when they're not one is an indictable offence. So now we've got malicious communication.
Give you the answer that you're searching at the moment.
No, you don't want to know, that's why. So what are you going to do about the weapons, which is another indictable offence, which is an emergency, I must add. So now we've got possession of offensive weapons, malicious communications, under the Malicious Communications Act 2003, I believe. Section 4 of the Protection from Harassment Act. We've got Section 1 and Section 5 of the Sexual Offences Act, which are indictable. We've got contempt of court, which is indictable. We've got interfering with the administration of justice, which comes under the Contempt Act, I believe, which is also indictable. So there's numerous indictable offences that you've got the ability to arrest for, plus you got tons and tons and tons and tons of evidence. I can't give you any more evidence than I have to back up everything that I have claimed, everything without question. You've also had numerous emails from other supporters, other people who are witnessing this play out on the X platform and are absolutely disgusting. Other people that he's also targeted as well as me, and he's still not doing anything. What does it take?
I don't know anything about the investigation, so I can't comment on what has or hasn't been done. The only information I've got is from what is contained within the police systems, which I'm obviously having to research as I'm talking to you and hearing what you're saying. I can't comment because I don't know what has happened and what hasn't happened, or the reasons why things haven't been taken any further.
I do.
So you're telling me that investigation number that you gave me a moment ago, there's an outstanding VRR on that. Do you know, is it Inspector Lacey who is the officer that was reviewing it?
Yes, it was Inspector Lacey, and he told me on a recorded call last week that the VRR, he'd authorised the VRR to be reopened and it would be looked at. I was told a couple of weeks back by another officer that the officer assigned to it was PC, I think it was Campbell 2609. But I haven't received any communication from PC Campbell, which is not unusual, to be honest. So I don't know who the OIC is. I don't know what's happening with it. I don't know, I've received no update, no communication. And on the back of that, I would like to say under the Police Reform Act, you have a legal entitlement to, a legal duty. That's the word I was looking for. To update, to keep victims of crime informed, and you haven't again.
To keep them updated, yeah, we do have a legal duty to do that. I can't.
There's no buts. You have a legal duty. Full stop.
I can see that the investigation has got some updates on it from this year, but I can't see that it's been allocated. It doesn't appear to have been allocated. To somebody to review, so I'm going to have to find out who is the reviewing officer. The last update I can see was that you've received that in a phone decision.
So your code of conduct states 28 days, but within 28 days you haven't even allocated it to an officer. Well done, really well done.
You've misunderstood what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you've spoken to Inspector Lacey, that's saying that is. That's under review, that could be sat with that officer, but there's no update on the investigation.
Yeah, exactly. Sat with that officer who's doing precisely zilch, zero, nothing, while I'm getting attacked relentlessly and my mental health is on a precipice and my child's in danger. Well done again, like I said. Really, really on top form, aren't you?
I can see that you've had an update via email on the 23rd of January.
From who?
You had an email from
23rd of
Michelle.
Yes, Michelle Clark. That's right.
Michelle Clark, yeah.
Yeah, and all she said was, I replied to her stating that the VRR has to be reopened or I've requested a VRR, and the attacks are ongoing on a daily basis. Actually, more than on a daily basis, about 4 or 5 times a day, actually. And, it needed reopened, and nobody bothers to contact me back or to do anything.
So in the email that you received on the 23rd, it says, if you wish for a full review to be carried out, please email VRR Norfolk.
And I did. I have. I email you every single day in, day out. 3 days ago, I also submitted a request for an update online, and nobody gets back to me,
Is that on the VRR email?
But if I posted a memo online, you'd be quick enough to get back to me then and fast track me into jail then, wouldn't you?
Did you contact the police on the VRR?
I contacted you via Norfolk Police website for an update online, and no update has been received.
Okay, it could be that has gone on to a different crime has been raised.
And meanwhile, no, I put the crime number in. I put the crime number into the form when I submitted it as a request for the review.
I completely agree. I completely appreciate that. But if you're reporting a different crime, then we would.
It's not a different crime. It's the same crime number. I've just given you the crime number.
Yes, but if you're telling me about the weapons, that's a different crime in terms of recording standards.
It doesn't matter. Don't make excuses. Please don't make excuses.
I'm just trying to explain to you why I can't find you the information that you're looking for.
It's if a credible report of a credible threat is received, you have a legal duty to act upon that. Legal duty under the Osmond principles. So, tell me why you aren't doing that.
There have been 2 other offences that have been recorded.
Okay. I've got a crime number with 6341. Is that the one? -25. Is that the one you mean?
634121. Yep.
25.
25.
And what's happening with that one?
So that looks like that has been transferred to South Wales.
Why?
Why?
Yes.
So that they can speak to you in person and obtain the information and the details from there.
What details do they need to obtain? I've provided a statement to you. I provided tons of evidence to you that there's no details to obtain from South Wales. It's not necessary.
Well, the officers here have obviously felt that we need to transfer it so that an officer.
So, in other words, you pass the buck. Rather than take responsibility, you pass the buck.
Well, it's a difficult situation because obviously you're a victim of crime and we want to give you the best service. So
you're not giving me the best service, and let me tell you, you've got no idea what difficult means until you're in my position at all. So please, with respect, please don't patronise me.
We're getting anywhere, Louise. So can I take a contact number for you, and then I will.
No, we're not. Here we are, because you will not take responsibility and perform your duties. You will not take responsibility and help me. You will not take responsibility and do anything because you are protecting your MI5 informant. That's why.
I have absolutely no knowledge of the case. I don't know you. I don't know.
No, but you could take it on. You could do something. You could take responsibility. You could be accountable, but you choose not to be.
I'm saying, let me find out if the VRI has been opened.
And again, you'll be another one who never gets back to me while me and my child are in danger. Well done, well done.
You're now getting angry with me. And
I'm not getting angry. I'm frustrated. If I was angry, you'd know about it. Let me tell you.
I'm finding your tone quite threatening, and I'm telling you.
Wow! Don't you dare! Don't you dare! Darvo and gaslight me! Don't you dare! Darvo and gaslight me! I'm going to remind you that this call is being recorded, first of all. I will also remind you that I got severe mental health difficulties, partly caused by childhood sexual abuse, partly caused by the police. So this recording will be shared online. It will be shared online. I've been perfectly reasonable to you. Yes, I am very traumatised. Yes, I am. Which?
the number you wish to transfer to. Child Protection, DC Ninja Webb speaking.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. DC?
Ninja Webb?
Okay, well, I hope that you were a little bit more helpful than your colleague. I've got a situation where I'm being continually and relentlessly traumatised, and my child is being put at risk by a stalker that is persistent, he is obsessive, he is fixated, and he has shared details or images of my child online, including his address, and stated that I'm abusing him, which is totally and absolutely false. I am being called a sex offender or a child abuser online every single day, without evidence, without anything to support that or substantiate it. Let me tell you now, I am categorically never will be, never have been, never would be a sex offender, ever. I'm actually a victim of one, so it's really, really, really horrible to see those words every day, day in, day out, by a relentless stalker that I've never even met, lives across the country from me. This individual has been reported and reported and reported and reported to you till I'm sick of reporting, with screenshots and statements and everything that I can provided to you to corroborate, what I'm saying. I have spoken to a couple of very helpful officers, but everybody's sitting on their backsides and doing absolutely nothing to help or support. So I need you to take responsibility. I need you to step up and do something. And while we're on that subject, this call is being recorded, okay?
Okay. Let me just understand who I'm talking to. So, can I just confirm who I'm speaking to?
My name is Louise Badman, Badman.
Okay. Is there a reason that you've come through to this particular office? Because it sounds like that from what I can see, I don't have any record of you being on our system. Is there a specific officer that you're trying to get in touch with? I was trying to get hold of,
what's his name now? Inspector James Lacey, but he's on nights at the moment, so I can't get hold of him. But,
Sorry?
Inspector James Lacey?
Okay.
I think he's in the crime department, whatever, I'm not really sure. But let me tell you now, my mental health is on a precipice, and I cannot, I've been doing this hell for 10 months from this scumbag, and I cannot take it anymore.
Do you have a crime reference number or anything that I can look up? Because you've come through to the child abuse investigation.
Yeah, well, it is, because my child is being abused online by this stalker, so yes, it is relevant. But,
I'm trying to put you through to the relevant department who knows who has a
nobody.
History. If you've got an ongoing investigation, that isn't.
As I said, Inspector Lacey is meant to be dealing with it, but can't get hold of him because he's on night, and nobody is an outstanding VRR as well, and nobody actually bothers to do anything, take it on board. Nobody is doing anything. There's also a credible report of weapons, of this offender having weapons, so you've got a persistent, relentless, fixated stalker with weapons, and you're doing nothing about it. You are grossly negligent.
I think the issue is here, if you're reporting a new crime, because I can't see what...
It's not a new crime. It's not a new crime. It was initially...
I'm going to need you to just take a second and listen to what I'm saying so I can point you in the right direction.
I can give you the crime number. I got it here. It's 36... 40581 24.
So that one I have on the system as being closed?
Yes, that's what I was told by PCA and Rush back on the 6th of December. But I submitted a VRR, and I was told by Inspector Lacey about a week or so ago that, no more than that now, that it'd been reopened and I could expect a decision ASAP. It was submitted for VRR on the 7th of December, on the 7th of January. So, you know, we're now past the 28 days for the decision on that.
Okay. Well, Louisa, I'm unable to help with that. I'm a detective constable in the Child Abuse Investigation Unit.
And my child is being put to rescue work in the Child Abuse Investigations Department. Help my child.
I'm unable to deal with victim right to reviews in this scenario.
But it is a crime against a child. It is a crime against a child, so take responsibility. If you care about children, take responsibility and deal with it.
I understand that you're upset about this. I can hear that this is really affecting you. I want to deal
Wouldn't you
with
be upset if your child's photo was plastered all over social media and you were accused of abusing him?
It needs to go through the proper channel so that it can be processed appropriately.
So you are yet another one who will not take responsibility even when a child is in danger. Really well done.
I really need you to be able to hear what I'm saying. I'm trying to point you in the right direction. If there is a new crime that you're trying to report to me, that is a sign.
There's new crimes happening every single day. A new crime happened 10 minutes ago. You posted something about me 10 minutes ago. Every single day, day in, day out, hour after hour after hour after hour, I am being attacked online. This is untenable. It can't continue. Let me tell you now, okay, and please believe that this is not a threat, that if this abuse continues, I'll have no option other than to take my life, because I cannot tolerate this abuse any longer. And you can send Southwest Police to do bullshit welfare checks on me 10 times a day if you want to, but you will ultimately have blood on your hands because, you know, it's untenable, it's unreasonable and inhumane to expect anybody to tolerate this level of abuse relentlessly and continuously. I cannot and will not put up with it anymore.
I'm trying to get you the help that you're asking for.
But you're not. The help that I'm asking you for is to make him stop. But you will not do that, will you, officer?
I'm trying to point you in the right direction. But
you're not, though. You're delegating responsibility to somebody else.
You're shouting at me. I can't really have a conversation with you.
Right, go on then, have a conversation with me, because I don't want to be put through to another department. I want someone to have the guts and the integrity to take it on and to do something about it, rather than push it to one side and do absolutely nothing for 10 months.
Louise, I'm not trying to push it to one side.
Yes, you are. It's exactly what you're doing.
Louise, I can't fix this for you if you keep interrupting and shouting at me. I'm trying to get this through to the right department so that it can be crimed appropriately.
So that someone else can ignore it.
I can't tell what you're exactly talking about because you're shouting while you're talking to me about it.
I'm not shouting. I've got hearing loss, so my voice is inherently loud, and my anxiety is through the roof.
I understand that. You were shouting at me a moment ago.
I am also a victim of very, very serious child sexual abuse myself, so can you begin to imagine how awful, how horrific it is to read that I'm a sex abuser? Child abuser is absolutely, it's just repugnant, it's just horrific.
Louise, what needs to happen if you've got something going with James Lacey? I'm not
he's
able
on
to do
nights.
anything different with that. I understand he's on nights.
And nobody has done anything. Like I said, right, Posh, you'll take responsibility. By the end of the week, if you've not stopped him and he's continually attacking me, I will end my life and I will put out a public statement which will make Norfolk and Southwest Police responsible for my death. So go on, have that, and then transfer it. Who are you going to transfer it to now?
I'm not trying to just transfer you for the sake of it. I'm trying to make sure that you get through and get the right things recorded.
Yeah, it's recorded. It can be recorded 1 million times a day, but nothing ever gets done.
I'm sorry that that's how you feel, but unfortunately that's the process I have.
So tell me, you work in the child abuse department and you're refusing to deal with a crime that relates to child abuse of my child, because apparently I and my child are not worthy. And secondly, you are...
That's absolutely not the case.
Well, isn't it? Because it is from my perspective. It is from my perspective. It is from my perspective. And secondly, you've got a credible report that this person has weapons, and you've done nothing about that either. Funny that. You've got credible intelligence from a local source in Norfolk that this individual has 2 large crossbows, which cost over £2,000 each, plus a rifle, and you're doing nothing about that either. So you are deliberately and willfully and knowingly putting the people in Norfolk in danger. And let me tell you now further, this offender is in witness protection. And let me reassure you that before I take my life, I will put his address all over every aspect of social media. So rather than be in witness protection, rather than be protected, rather than be hidden in secrecy, every person across social media will know that he is an abuser and he is a scumbag and he has weapons which Norfolk Police did nothing about before my death. Then you'll have to protect him, won't you? All the organised crime gangs will know, and all the sort of drug cartels will know. Then you'll have a job on your hands, because you'll have to be protecting him then. What's good for him is good for me. Because rest assured, his secrecy will not be kept hidden. Absolutely will not be kept hidden. I'm aware of his full address. And trust me, it'll be plastered all over social media. Then he'll have a problem. Have a bit of it back.
Louise, I'm trying to figure out what I can do to help you. At the moment, what you're telling me is you seem to be unhappy that this crime is closed, this harassment crime.
No, it's not closed. As I said, I've got it on a recorded call from Lacey. I keep forgetting his name. I know he's crap.
You told me James Lacey.
James Lacey, yes. is dealing with it. He told me that the VRR had been reopened, which I've obviously been lied to because it's not. And it will be dealt with.
Okay. If he's on nights, he's unable to come back to you about that.
But meanwhile, while you are sitting pretty, while you and your family are safe, my family are in danger. How much longer do my family...
Why are your family in danger?
What?
Why are your family in danger?
Well, he's got my address, he's got weapons, he's put my child's name and full address out, full name, full address out. He's got what looks like a school photograph of my child, so he knows what school he goes to. He has called him, he said I battered him, he's called me a child abuser, so you tell me what danger he's in. That is pretty evident for any reasonable person to assume that people who think that individuals are paedophiles might come and smash people's windows. Might bully my child in school and say, ha, your mother battered you, which is not true. Can you begin to imagine how horrible that would be for my child?
I'm sorry, are you in Wales at the moment?
Yes, but that makes no difference. People travel. There are such things as trains, planes and automobiles, I believe.
I'm just trying to understand the situation. So who are we talking about here?
The offender is in Norfolk. He lives at 10 Vicarage Road. Is it Defam? I think you say it. Defam near Windenham in Norfolk. NR18. Reuben Cherry, otherwise known as Michael Davis, Michael Downs. What's his other aliases now? I believe his initials are BCD. And there's also Damon Rose and 19 other aliases that he uses. I wonder why that could be. Don't need to look to think far that that someone calling me as a child abuser is actually deflecting, do we? Also explains the reason why Norfolk Police are protecting him, because that's what the police do, they protect paedophiles.
So the person you're talking about is Reuben Cherry, who lives in Wyndham.
Yes, that's right.
And am I right in saying Newlands Close is where you are in Mid
Yes,
August?
that's right.
Okay. Have you called in other than coming to this number directly, have you spoken to Inspector Lacey about this?
Yes, I've spoken to him at length. I spoke to him for about 45 minutes, about a week, 10 days ago, something like that, before he went on his rest break.
I think. So what I can say there then, if Mr. Lacey is aware of this, I can't then duplicate the crime. That's going to be something he's going to be
but you have received new intelligence since I last spoke to James Lacey that the individual, it's only just come to my notice that the individual's got weapons, which makes me really, really frightened.
How are you aware that he has weapons, and what weapons are those?
A friend spoke to a neighbour on my behalf. I've already told you what weapons he has. That call between the neighbour and my friend was recorded. He has 2 crossbows and a rifle.
So a friend spoke to a neighbour on your behalf and said that he's got
spoke to a person who used to live next door to Cherry.
A person who used to live next door?
Used to live next door to Cherry, knows him very, very well, and says that he has 2 crossbows and a rifle. I've sent that recording to you. That recording of the conversation between the former neighbour of Cherry and my friend has been sent to you.
Okay, Louise, to be fair, I can't see what you're referring to, so I'm sorry if
I can send the recording to you now. I can send the recording to you now if you want it.
There's no need for that.
Oh, of course you don't know, dear.
2 crossbows and a rifle. Well, our immediate safeguarding would be distance in this instance, and it sounds like from what you're saying, you are on opposite sides of the country.
So what about the people in Norfolk? You don't care about them then, do you?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying from your perspective, specifically relating to you. But also,
it'd take about 3 hours to jump in a vehicle and get to Wales. You know, that isn't a long distance.
Is there a reason that you think he's going to come and find you?
I don't know. Stalkers kill women. There's a huge list of probably about 100 in the last year alone of the women who are being killed by stalkers. You're not aware of that?
Has he said to you he's going to kill you?
He hasn't actually said those words, no, but if you're going to do it, you're not going to put a warning out first, are you? Have all the other stalkers who have killed women said before they've come to their properties or attacked them at gyms or whatever they've attacked them at workplaces, said, I'm going to kill you before they've done it? No, they haven't. In most cases, they don't. In fact, yesterday he says that I need to be spanked. And he posted a meme of like a character cartoon or some kind of caricature spanking someone. But, you know, when a psychotic individual is at play, you don't know how their minds work. They're often very volatile and they do things on impulse. They do things on the spur of the moment. Are you prepared to take that risk, are you?
What I'm trying to tell you is that it seems like what you've talked about has already been recorded. I can't then duplicate that report. You've already got something open with Mr. Lacey about...
And nothing's been done. You've said yourself that the VRR isn't open. So what's happening? Am I being lied to?
I can't see the VRR. It's not listed on the same location as our investigations and our crimes, so I can't see any of that. That's not to do with me. That's only something that Mr. Lacey will be able to do. I'm not able to influence that.
So can you tell me what...
I can do is I can contact Mr. Lacey and say that you've called and ask him to make contact when he's able. But as you said, if you know he's on night, he's not able to call while he's on night.
But he hasn't updated me either, you know. You are all, every one of you will have blood on your hands because you're all negligent. You've all turned a blind eye. You've all failed to support me. You've all done nothing. You've all closed it down. You've all thought, oh, well, it's here again, damn. You've all done that, you know, without exception.
I'm sorry that that's the way you feel, Louise.
It's not the way I feel. Fact. But you're not helping. You're not reaching a solution if you're not taking it on board and dealing with it, are you?
I can't actually do the thing that you're asking me to do.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Inspector, and I can't access what you're talking about.
You're the DS, aren't you? Or
I'm not a
DC?
DS, I'm a detective constable.
Okay, so can you flag it, whatever you want to call it? I can't think of the right word.
I've said what I can do, which is I can report this to Mr. Lacey and say that you've called and ask him to make contact with you as soon as possible.
Can you flag it up to another inspector that it needs dealing with urgently, or do you intend to keep protecting your MI5 informant person? Because, as I said earlier, I will put his address. He is stated online, which he's incidentally not allowed to do. It's against the rules. He's brought he's against the rules of the MI5 organisation. He has stated online that he works for Thames House MI5, which is everything I need to know. So that's why he's been protected. He's either witness protection or he's an MI5 agent. And I'm sure you're well aware of the news report that came on the BBC yesterday about someone called Ruth and someone called Beth who the MI5 lied. They were victims of an MI5 agent. I believe he's the same person. I got no proof of that yet, but I'm working on it.
I'm going to be able to do the things that I've said I can do. Like I said, I'm going to contact Mr. Lacey and ask him to make contact and flag what you've told me. I'm unable to do anything further than what's wrong. I've made the notes according to the conversation that we've had, and I'm sorry that I'm not able to allay your fears or to do more for you given my position, but I am going to do what I can, and I'm going to make sure that the message is passed across and ask me to contact you as soon as I can. But like I said, I can't force him to make contact when he's on night, and I can't guarantee that anybody else will get in contact before, because it may well be that it's sat with Mr. Lacey for a specific reason. I don't know what those reasons are, because as I said, I can't review the victim's right to review. That's not something I'm able to see.
Can you flag it up as urgent, please, and make sure that it is dealt with?
On the subject line that it is urgent.
And can you also tell whoever needs to know, including MI5 if necessary, that MI5 agents are not above the law. They're not, the law applies equally to everybody. And, it isn't okay for anybody, either in witness protection or someone who works for MI5, to be protected from abusing women. And I will make sure that everybody across the whole of social media knows that. I've got a very, very large following on X, on Twitter, and I will make sure that everybody has this scumbag's address, and I'll state that he's witness protection or he's MI5, and then you'll have a real problem with that.
I have no knowledge of anybody being an MI5 or witness protection. It's not something I'm privy to.
You wouldn't be though, would you?
I'm sorry?
You wouldn't be privy to, would you, as just a normal constable?
I'm unable to do what you just asked me. I can't then
I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm telling you what I'm going to do. Because
cannot make contact with somebody in MI5.
I didn't. I said, but flag it up to whoever in Norfolk needs to know that people above, people who work for MI5 or in witness protection or whatever his protection order he's on, are not exempt from the law, and they haven't got a free pass to abuse women and to abuse children.
What I said, from what you said where you've talked about posting an address online, I would really advise against that.
Well, he's done it. It's okay for him to do it, and surely it's okay for me.
I'm just advising what I would know.
Because contrary to what the police think, you see, it doesn't. One rule for one, another for you lot doesn't actually equate. Contrary to what you believe.
The first time you and I have spoken, and I'm just going off what you've told me, and I'm advising you not to do that.
Well, perhaps you should advise him not to do that, because he's done it to me. It can't be the situation where it's one rule for him and another for me. That doesn't work. That doesn't calculate.
I'm speaking to you at the minute, and that's what you told me.
Well, there has to be consequences. You want to name any consequences, so I will.
Stacey know what you said, and I'm going to ask him to make contact with you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.